We talked about levels of classification because scientists do need to know what it is that they're looking at and studying. But when we are speaking about ecology, we also have to understand the levels of organization. The natural world can be broken down into different levels to look at biggest to smallest to help us understand how things work together. So a species, as we've already said, is a group of organisms that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. And most scientists will build their research in ecology around a single species. Sometimes they're looking at the ecosystem, so everything there, but a lot of times they are tailoring it to find out how one species fits and works. And so the species is this group that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Now, each individual within that species is simply called an organism. So this is our smallest level, one living thing, an organism. A group of all those organisms that are all the same, a species. Now, ecologists, as I said, study several different levels to see how they interact with their surroundings. A population is a group of organisms of one species that live in the same place at the same time. Okay, when you are talking population, you have to talk about all the members of a single species, and you have to define the place that you're talking about. So a single place at the same time. So you might say all of the deer at the Riverwalk. Or you might say all of the deer in Baldwin County. Or you could say all of the deer in the state of Georgia. Your defined area can be as big or as small as you want it to be, but it does have to be defined. Same place at the same time. So it's important to always remember that. Now, populations compete for resources. All right, that competition can determine how many individuals are in each population and how far apart they are from each other. So we might be talking about all the rabbits in a given area. Now, a community is made up of several different populations that interact with one another. All right, so each population has an impact on the other population in the communities. So we're talking about rabbits. Okay, plants are living things. And so you might talk about the population of clover and grass and wheat and berries. Well, rabbits eat those things. So is there enough grass for all the rabbits? Or are some rabbits going to starve to death? Things like that. Also, what eats rabbits? Well, you have foxes and wolves and owls. And so how many rabbits are there? How many rabbits will support how many predators are trying to eat the rabbits? Lots and lots of rabbits, lots of predators. Not very many rabbits, fewer predators. So they have an impact on one another. So example, the rabbits and the wolves and the owls and the grass in a given area. And then you have the ecosystem. It's bigger. Ecosystem is made up of all the populations in the community, so all the living things, and the community's physical surroundings, so the abiotic factors. And again, how do these abiotic factors affect the community? Is there plenty of sunlight so that plants can grow very well? Is there plenty of water so that plants can grow and animals can drink? Is the temperature a good temperature? Is it too hot, too cold, or is it just right? All right, these are abiotic factors that affect life. And so you're looking at all of those things and how they affect the living things. So those are the levels that you can study within ecology. And the last one that's not on the notes, you'll hear us talk about it some, is biosphere. And that's basically the support of life on the planet. Earth is a biosphere because it supports life.